Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Bowser Jr. Fan 13, and welcome back to another Top 10. It's been a long time since we've done one of these, so why not? And hey, this is the month of Black History Month, so I thought why not celebrate this by doing a remake of my Top 10. Yes, you heard me. I am remaking a Top 10 because I was kind of dissatisfied with the last Top 10 because looking back at it, I didn't like the way I was wording things and the way I was like saying my opinions on certain stuff. Like, I didn't get the full understanding of the whole thing, so I decided that I wanted to redo this top 10 for the sake of clearing things up. And I have a bit of an updated list, adding a few more characters to it, so yeah. Anyways, this remake surrounds my earliest top 10s, called my top 10 favorite characters from one of my favorite TV shows, The Boondocks. The Boondocks is a TV show that aired around the early 2000s, and it's supposed to be an adult cartoon sitcom that's basically, well, how do I put this? It's basically like a satire show that basically, well, as some put it, it's like a mirror being held to the black community, and basically just shows some of the more relatable things and basically pointing out the flaws and all that stuff. Like, at least that's what I remember of the Boondocks. But this show is amazing. It's got great animation, good stories, great lessons to learn from it, and plus what's even great is that its choreography is just amazing. There are some fight scenes that make it feel like an anime. Granted, it's not an actual anime, it's more of a anime-inspired TV show, but sometimes I like to consider it to be an anime. But one of the best things about the Boondocks that makes it amazing is that it is funny. Like, everything about it is like funny, from the jokes to the crazy stuff that happens in the episodes, but most importantly, the characters. Boondocks has a whole cast of characters that are just unforgettable. So of course, for today's list, I'm going to be listing my top 10 favorite Boondocks characters. So without further ado, let's get into this action, shall we? Alright, so at number 10, we have Jasmine Dubois. Now, one of the reasons why I love Jasmine is because out of every Boondocks character, Jasmine is just one of the most sweet and innocent characters in the show, because you got a whole cast of characters that have been doing, well, is pretty guilty of doing a few things that are completely out of hand and just, well, some that are just completely ignorant and stuff, but Jasmine is nothing like that. She is just a good, sweet little girl that just wants to do what she can to help people out and just wants to live her life the way she is. So, not much needs to be said about her. She's just one of the greatest characters. What I like about Jasmine is that I really like the chemistry that she shares with Huey, because whenever Huey's going on his his fight the powers of the people, or whatever stuff that he's going through, Jasmine, even though she has no understanding of Huey's ideals and stuff, she's always usually there to support him. Well, mostly because nobody would listen to him. And, well, even though she doesn't understand, she at least tries to do whatever she can to help Huey. Like, I'm surprised that Jasmine, out of all people, is like really trying to reach out to Huey and like get him to open up. She treats him like a real friend, and that's pretty sweet. Also, it's nice to see that Huey also, well, even though he doesn't show it, he does show genuine care for Jasmine. Like in that one episode when they were going through a pandemic because of the fried chicken flu, Huey was actually willing to let Jasmine stay with them at the house so that she'd be safe. Which, it was pretty thoughtful, because even though Huey would only do this for Riley and Granddad, it's nice to know that there's just one of the few people that Huey really does care about. In fact, he also tried to free Jasmine from Mr. Wunsler's business deal, because she doesn't understand that he's playing her for a fool. But still, overall, Jasmine is just a sweet, innocent girl that we just can't hate. We just can't.
May I sit down over there next to Riley? What are you guys talking about? Are you talking about who's doing the break-ins? If you know, you can tell me. I won't tell anybody.
Jasmine, are you wearing a wire?
Code Blue! Code Blue!
Number 9, Mr. Ed Wuncler the First. Alright, Ed Wuncler. So, alright, what can I say about this guy that hasn't already been said? Well, Ed Wuncler is basically a rich man who lives in this white neighborhood that, well, he's the depiction of white people that are rich, like they could just basically get away with whatever they want. I mean, at first, he starts out as a friend of the Freemans because he owns their house, and he starts to form some sort of friendship with Granddad, and it's pretty neat. So he kind of seems like a nice guy, although he's not completely innocent because, as I said before, he's depicted as those rich people that tend to do whatever they want because, well, they could just get away with whatever they want because they're so rich. I mean, we've seen some of the most heinous things that he's did, like when he was trying to convince Granddad to open up a restaurant just so that it can only get shut down so that he could try to buy more land, or at least that's what happened. Or like I said, when he tried to con Jasmine with her lemonade stand, was basically trying to get her hopes up to buying her a pony, only to realize that she just fell for a scam and she just ended up in debt, which was pretty cruel, especially to a child. But trust me, none of that compares to what this man did in Season 3. This man, I kid you not, made a deal with the Chinese government and bet the entire United States of America over a kickball game, which was so wild. Well, thank God Huey was there to save us, otherwise America would be screwed. And let's not forget that this man also sent his own grandson, Ed and Rummy, to go and blow up this building with this dude that's talking on these podcasts and stuff. Like, and he was gonna make merchandise off of his own death. Like, it was so bad, a literal US agent was trying to take him down, but this man just gets away with whatever he can because even when the dude tried to arrest him, he can't because, well, it just didn't work out. And what's even more funny is that the agent was like, "Why are you doing this? Don't you already have enough money?" And this old dude just looks at him and then goes, "No." Oh my god, but it's just what it is. People just want more money, that's all. Also, rest in peace to Ed Wuncler's voice actor, Ed Arsner. You're a real funny dude, man, and I'll never forget your wonderful performance.
This looks like a kid drew it. Look at this. Why are all these backwards?
It's supposed to be cute.
You think ignorance is cute? Well, I suppose you think mental retardation is downright adorable. Lemonade, now. How is anyone supposed to believe you can make lemonade when you can't even spell it? How old are you? Too damn old to be writing your E's backwards, damn it.
Number 8, Cindy McPeterson. You know, Cindy is one of the few characters that we rarely see in the show, and I think her introductions and the episodes that she gets featured in, she is, without a doubt, probably one of the best characters to be in the show. Like, I mean, Jasmine is like a bit of a contrast to Huey in some way, but you could say that Cindy is also a bit of a contrast to Riley because she's also ignorant, kind of like him. I mean, her first introduction was like in this one basketball episode where she was just getting in Riley's head, but Riley managed to get through her. But we next see her in this episode where Riley's doing this little fundraiser, trying to sell chocolate to get actual money and stuff, and she's all in for it. And Cindy, well, you don't want to mess with her because, as Riley puts it, Cindy's not like any other kid that he's known, and what he really likes about her is that she has less compassionate than the average girl, as they say. But even though Cindy may act tough, she's not all completely tough because, like, just like Riley, when the situation gets a bit too crazy, yeah, she can sometimes cower around and stuff. Kind of like you know, when the real mafia just showed up and made things a lot worse. But yeah. Also, those of you who watched cartoons around my generation, did you know that Cindy is voiced by the legend Tara Strong herself? And if you grew up in my generation watching cartoons, you know exactly who Tara Strong is.
What do you think you're doing here?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Open your bag. What's in your bag? Cindy. I'll kill you, bitch. Get her, Cindy. Come here.
But what I really liked about her was that she had less compassion than the average girl.
Take off, bitch. Get her. Take off. Way, baby.
Number 7, Riley Freeman, aka Young Reezy, aka The Funraiser, aka Horse Choker, aka Pillsbury Doughboy, aka... Okay, I'll stop. I mean, do I really need to say anything about Riley? I mean, it's freaking Riley Freeman, one of the best characters in the show. I mean, let's face it, I think Riley, as Sensei puts it, he carries Boondocks. Like, whenever you need a character to just throw in some jokes or just lighten up the mood when, you know, some stuff gets crazy, I mean, like, when you just want to have a good laugh, Riley is always there to make you laugh. He's basically, typically one of those, like, he basically grew up in a neighborhood with Huey, where I don't know what happened to their parents, but they ended up living with their granddad in this nice house. And Riley is one of those children who is inspired off of these gangsters and thugs that he watches on TV, and he kind of emulates that. And even though he acts so tough, like he's like a true gangster, like, you know, trying to like be cool and all, like, yeah, that's basically what Riley is as a whole. But we still love the character because it's just he's just an amazing character. And also, I really like Regina King's performance as the character. Like, I mean, she says it herself, like, out of all the characters she plays, like, she not only voices both Huey and Riley, I mean, she did say at one point, like, I don't know when she said this, but I think if she was looking back on her roles, she did say that she enjoyed voicing Riley the most, and I could see why, because he is just a great character. In fact, he also has some of the best scenes ever, including this one scene in the chocolate episode. I'll just let it play out while we get to the next part.
Look, you, the plane you flew in on, them shoes, your socks with the bell on it, your gay ass accent, them cheap ass cigars, your yuck mouth teeth, your hairpiece, your chocolate, Guy Ritchie, Prince William, the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue. Now get the out of my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the out of you.
Number 6, Robert Jebediah Freeman, aka Granddad. Granddad is just one of the greatest characters. Like, as I said before, if Riley carries Boondocks, and then Huey and especially Granddad is one of the supporters to the show, like the supporting hold of the show as a whole, is what I meant to say. So, Robert, he used to fight in World War II, and like during those wars back in the like earliest days, like. He's just one of those old grandparents that just now lives with their grandchildren, and he's just doing what he can for his kids. Though sometimes his methods can be a bit harsh, as he can, you know, whoop them if they're out of hand. Like, he's basically just a typical black grandparent that just do what they can. And Also, I really like some of the things that Granddad teaches us, like when Huey asks Granddad, "What can you do when there's nothing you can?" And there's what can you do if you can't do anything and there's nothing you can do? As he says, do what you can. Like, that's one of the greatest lessons that the show has ever taught us, thanks to Granddad. And on top of that, I feel like Granddad also has some of his funny moments and great moments in the show, especially like when he's trying to hook up with all these women because, well, he's old. He needs some love in his life. Like, half the times it may go well for him, other times it ends up in a complete disaster. I feel like Granddad can sometimes get a bit out of hand, especially when he's falling for Riley's crazy little tricks and antics and stuff. And yeah, but you know, Granddad is just a real funny character. And what can I say? Also, rest in peace to his voice actor, John Witherspoon. Yeah, John Witherspoon. Wherever you are, listen. I know you're up there in heaven, and stuff but all I can say is rest in peace to you, man. Thank you for giving us this amazing character, your wonderful performance. I've always loved you in the Friday films, and to me, you'll always be Granddad.
What happened to the movies? Y'all should be ashamed. Why is it when I order a soda pop, I get an empty cup? I didn't order an empty cup. I ordered a soda pop. And what asshole started putting commercials in movies? I can see commercials at home on TV. And the bad films stink. Clean the bad film. I'm not gonna take it anymore. I paid too much damn money for these movie tickets to buy my own mother popcorn. It's only popcorn. Ah!
Number 5, Ed Wuncler III and Gin Rummy. Yeah, that's right. I'm putting 2 characters on the same spot of the list because, come on, I just had to. So what can I say about Ed and Rummy that hasn't already been said? Like, these two were like ex-soldiers that like fought in the war like a few times before in their past, and now they're just a bunch of trigger-happy buffoons that just basically going around getting they're basically going around acting as international criminals. I mean, they grew up in they are basically a bunch of rich people growing up in a neighborhood, and yet because they're so rich, they could just get away with whatever they want, including all the heinous crimes such as bank robberies, assassination, kidnappings. Like, these two just do whatever they want, and it's just ridiculous. And they tend to have some of their greatest moments, like Ed being a complete idiot or a nuisance to Rummy whenever they're trying to get the job done, and Ed's just distracted, you know, whether he's just texting on his new phone or trying out his new Bluetooth headphones and stuff. Oh my god, Ed is just a funny dude, man, and especially Rummy. Like, when this man gets all hostile and stuff, I just can't help but to laugh because, good lord. Also, really love these two's voice actors. They do an amazing performance. Especially Charlie Murphy, rest in peace to him. Like, goodness, we're losing a lot of great people in the Boondocks. But yeah, Charlie Murphy does a really good Ed. Like, this man, like, I don't know why, but when I first heard Charlie Murphy's voice, he reminded me of Slick Goku. Also, rest in peace to him. But yeah, he's just great, and especially Gin Rummy's voice actor, the legend Samuel L. Jackson, who you may know as these characters. But overall, Ed and Rummy is just the great characters of all time. Like, there's nobody that can top Ed and Rummy. Well, except for these characters.
Ed, ain't that one of your grandfather's alarm system?
Nah.
You sure? It says Wuncler Security.
No. I ain't seen no naked pictures, girl. Send them to my sidekick.
Damn it, Ed, get off that phone. I think we in the...
Ah! Who's there? Huh?
Wrong house.
Yeah, I'm still here. Done shot me.
Number 4, A Pimp Named Slickback. A Pimp Named Slickback has only appeared in, like, 3 episodes? I mean, he did make that one extra cameo in season 1, but yeah, as far as I know, he only appeared in, like, 3 episodes, and I mean, not much needs to be said about a pimp named Slickback. I mean, he's just a pimp that just does pimp things. What can I say? He does have some of his great moments, of course. Like, of course, when he keeps arguing about his name, a pimp named Slickback. Yes, it's a pimp named Slickback. It's not Slickback. It's a pimp named Slickback. Like a Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say the whole thing, you see. And then, of course, season 2, some of his greatest moments, of course, is like, well, he seems like he's trying to help Tom with his marriage, but no, he's trying to, well, quote-unquote, teach his woman how to behave, like, basically try to teach him the pimp ways to get his woman in order, like, kind of how he does with his women. And on top of that, he also gives Riley a little pep talk about the whole homies over hoes and stuff, and how it's kind of homophobic if you think about it, because yeah, I mean, Riley, he's kind of blind about the whole Gangstalicious stuff, but that doesn't matter because a pimp named Slickback is just a really funny dude. Also, shout outs to his actor, Cat Williams. Great man, by the way.
Now hold up, Slickback.
No, that's a pimp named Slickback.
That's what I said, Slickback.
No, it's a pimp named Slickback. Like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole thing. A pimp named Slickback.
Can we call you Slickback for short?
No, I'm a pimp named Slickback.
Crystal, who is this person?
Are you deaf? I'm a pimp named Slickback. Say it with me now.
Number 3, Huey Freeman. Probably one of my more favorite anime protagonists. Again, this show's not an anime, but I like to pretend that it is. But yeah. Anyways, as I was trying to say, Huey is one of the greatest protagonists ever. So Huey and Riley, they moved to Woodcrest, where they are living with their granddad in their new house, and Granddad is trying to get them to, like, expand their culture and stuff. And Huey isn't too big on it, because Huey's trying to spread his whole ideology about, the ideologies of the black culture and stuff. And basically what he's trying to do is he's trying to save the world. Like, he's basically a freedom fighter, trying to get people to stop acting ignorant and see the truth, all that stuff, like the power to the people, like all that stuff. But it doesn't work out for him most of the time. But Huey does tend to have some of the great moments, like, aside from his awesome cool fights, like when he's acting like a samurai or a kung fu master, which he is, by the way. Like, this dude can throw hands with just about anything. I mean, granted, he does lose most of his fights, well, because most of the time he's going up against adults that are more powerful, but when it comes to the hands, Huey is perfect with it. And just seeing this dude, every scene with Huey is just amazing, because Huey's basically the spokesperson. He's trying to get everyone to try to do the right thing, especially Riley and Granddad. Like, whenever they get into crazy situations, he's trying to talk them out of it, because, well, he's trying to protect his family. I mean, even though he doesn't express it all that much, like, Huey has never been that expressive, because he never smiles. Well, he never smiled in the comic strip, because yeah, he did smile at least once in season 1, but that was just about it. Also, Regina King also does a great performance as Huey. Like, it doesn't matter if she's Huey or Riley, like, any performance she does with the boys, like, is just amazing. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about Huey. Great character.
Oprah's in danger.
Not while I'm here.
I have to get into that studio, even if it means going through you.
Man, you come straight out of a comic strip.
Number 2, and you're not gonna believe who I put on this spot. Reverend Father Uncle Ruckus. No relation. Yeah, that's right, I put this fat bastard in here. Oh, sweet lordy lord. So why of all people did I decide to put Uncle Ruckus this high on the list? Uncle Ruckus is just one of the most hilarious characters. I mean, sure, he's one of the most controversial characters in TV fiction, but at the same time, this dude is just freaking hilarious because the whole deal is that he's basically a black person who really hates other black people. Like, I don't know what his deal is. Like, this man is just a straight up racist. Like, he hates his own people. Like, it's so crazy. And I know racism is not funny and we should not laugh at it, but when Uncle Ruckus does it, like, the stuff that he says is just wild. Now, the reason why Ruckus is like this is because of the family that he was raised in, because, his dad was a piece of shit who treated him poorly and stuff, and his mom did the best that he could, but she be spreading these dumb lies to Ruckus, saying that he was born as a white man, and the only reason why he's black is because he suffers through this fake skin disease called revitiligo. It's the opposite of what Michael Jackson's got, and I'm like, revitiligo, what? Okay, I've heard of vitiligo, but revitiligo? That's not even real. Well, okay, I'm getting a bit off topic, but still. Uncle Ruckus, funny dude, love his actor Gary Anthony Williams, just pretty great overall. I mean, I could feel like the show would not be the same if it wasn't for Uncle Ruckus.
See, now, he thought he was gonna get off with that old I'm blind excuse. But, oh, boy, he had another thing coming. The jury will now go off and deliberate on... Get out there! Get out there! Sir, settle down. You have to go deliberate. I don't need to deliberate. Hang the now. I got the rope right here.
Okie dokie dokie, before we get to my number one pick on the list, as always and as per usual, here are my
Bowser Jr. Fan 13 Honorable Mentions.
Thugnificent. I mean, out of all the side characters, I gotta say Thugnificent is one of the greatest characters in the show because, well, this dude is, you know, famous rapper and all that stuff. Like, he grew up in, like, a poor neighborhood, but then ends up, rising to fame and all that stuff. But then he immediately goes back to, his whole, legacy ends up crashing down in this one episode, and it's just overall hilarious. Like, Thugnificent, he's great, but he can be a bit of an idiot sometimes. Bushido Brown. I'm not gonna lie, Bushido Brown is probably, aside from also being incredibly funny, this dude is one of the greatest characters to watch on screen. I mean, it's kind of sad that he only got 2 episodes, but, like, just watching him fight with Huey, like, that whole fight scene was just freaking amazing, but sadly, Bushido Brown was a bit too arrogant, and because of this, he died to the freaking Hateocracy crew, and it was just unpleasant, man. Fleece Johnson, aka the Booty Warrior, based on the real-life character, obviously, or the real-life person. I mean, okay, I'll tell you this. I like you, and I want you. Now we could do this the easy way, or we could do it the hard way. The choice is yours. Need I say more? The Hateocracy crew, consisting of Lord Rufus Crabmiser, Lady Esmeralda Gripe Nasty, and Mr. George Pistofferson. I mean, these old people are freaking insane. Like, they just go around spreading havoc and chaos just for the sake of it, and it can sometimes be extremely sickening and so scary, bro. Luna. She's one of the characters that Granddad went on a date with, only it went wrong because turns out she was a White Lotus Kung Fu master. And she's a bit psychotic because, well, she suffered through all types of abuse with her exes, and it got so bad to the point where, well, because she is deadly, Granddad wanted to break up with her, but it clearly didn't go well. But it's honestly sad that she had to, you know, do what she did, and I really wish that there could have been a different path that she could have taken. Like, if she could have, like, had some sort of redemption, we could have seen her in more episodes, and maybe, just maybe, the relationship between her and Granddad could, like, mend somehow. LaMilton Tayshawn. I mean, I needed to get at least one character that, was based on a real-life person. Like, LaMilton, I mean, this dude is literally psychotic Michael Myers. I mean, not much needs to be said about this man. I mean, as he says, it's fun to do bad things and smoke with cigarettes. Okay, and now we are finally at my number one pick. My number one favorite Boondocks character is none other than the Menace himself, one of the greatest haters of all time, probably a generational hater, the ultimate hater, just the definition of hatred, or better yet, the personification of hatred itself. Colonel H. Stinkmeaner. Stinkmeaner is one of the most hilarious and most wildest characters I have ever seen, because I've never seen someone go through this length of so much hatred in their life. Like, Stinkmeaner was born as one of the most hateful person to ever exist in this universe. Like, this man does not care for anything related to happiness. Like, if it's sunsets or hills, dolphins, rainbows, this man just walks away from it and just goes, man, that's some old bullshit. Like, he doesn't want to see anything nice. And then this man, at age 15, this man lost his eyesight to cancer. But you want to know what this man said? This man looked at the doctor straight in his face and said, at least I don't have to look at your ugly ass no more. Like, what? How can you be happy that you're blind? And he also had 3 years left to live, so he dedicated his whole entire 3 years to just spreading misery throughout the entire world. And the weird thing is that nobody knew how he grew up to become an old man. Well, according to Huey, he believes that it's probably because of Stinkmeaner's hatred for the world is what kept him alive all those years, basically giving himself the fountain of youth of hate. And this dude's debut episode was wild. This man, well, Granddad, to be fair, parked in the handicap spot, which was on his thing, but he didn't have to bang into Granddad's car like that. And on top of that, this man stepped on Granddad's new shoes and embarrassed him, like, after smacking him on his bad knee. Like, it got so bad they had to have a little rematch, but Granddad did not hold back. He killed this man. Oh, but it's gonna take a lot more than death to take down Stinkmeaner, because Stinkmeaner, no matter what you do, he'll keep coming back no matter what, because this man was training in hell. Like, he was beating up demons, and he called out the devil. Like, you have to have serious balls to just insult the devil like that. So because of this, the devil resurrects Stinkmeaner to possess whoever he wants so that he could spread ignorance and hatred on the black community, and of course getting his revenge on the Freeman family. So this was probably the episode where he took control of Tom. Like, it's one of my favorite episodes. In fact, Stinkmeaner Strikes Back is easily my favorite episode in the entire show, because in this episode, Stinkmeaner was an absolute menace. It got so bad, they needed Uncle Ruckus to exorcist this man out of Tom's soul. So in the third episode, I mean, even though Stinkmeaner didn't actually appear in it because it's either in flashbacks or stuff, but he does narrate from time to time. We of course learned about his crew, the Hateocracy crew. You know, they wanted to get revenge on for Stinkmeaner, but the thing is, they don't care about Stinkmeaner. They just did things that they were doing just for shits and giggles, and it's hilarious. And yes, I know people don't like Season 4 because it was pointless and stupid. Like, I know the whole Stinkmeaner clone was kinda dumb, but it was still Stinkmeaner at the end, because any episode with Stinkmeaner, I can consider it good. In fact, I actually liked the season 4 episode with Stinkmeaner because, like, even though, yeah, it seemed like it was the same thing with the first episode, this time, Granddad was tapping into Stinkmeaner's own hatred, like, which is kind of a bit of a twist. Like, this man became, like, what he wanted to destroy. Like, I can't believe this is one of the most twisted episodes where a character, like, goes through this whole training arc where they try to do whatever they can to destroy the person that they hate, only to become that person themselves. Like, that is so wild. But overall, Stinkmeaner is just the absolute Black Air Force elderly menace that he is. He's such a great character, and he'll always be my #1 most favorite character in the entire show.
What did you say? You know what, motherfucker? Eat a dick. I'm tired of this mother.
Oh yeah! Look at you! You was popping all that good shit a second ago, then you got kicked in your chest! You eat a dick! You eat a dick!
And that's all we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. So what did you think of my list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments what's your favorite episode in the Boondocks, and who is your favorite Boondocks character, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, everyone!